And hello, welcome back to Sofia by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade campaign set in the dark ages of Bulgaria. I'm your storyteller, Bolthra, and tonight we have just two players. We have Synergy 007. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Hello, everyone. My name is Synergy. I'll be playing Claudio Perez, a Ventra.
And Iskra, Iskra, as played
Right.
by Onka Mov. I can't get my name straight today. So,
That's okay. Yeah. So Iskra is a Bruja clan, 15-year-old new vampire, and is pretty grumpy and doesn't really care about fashion.
Would
Tina,
love to deal with them shoes with Redfield. We're gonna have to get on that.
Oh my.
teenage angst has paid off well.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so in our last game, the characters met with the prince for the first time. They were formally introduced to the kindred society. They met with the three elders, who were the actually three remaining elders of the Toreador clan, the Nosferatu, and the Ventru clans. The meeting went well. A fourth neonate by the name of Hildegard was sort of left alone at the beginning, but then she was kind of grilled on where she was from, who her sire was, and it was decided that the characters should form a coterie, and they would be given watch over Hildegard to kind of keep an eye on her. That they would form this coterie just really for their own safety. Towards the end of the meeting, the prince announced that the festival would begin, and several unwilling parties were brought in to be fed on. What you find out is that there actually is a 7-day religious festival going on in the city. It's just honoring several Catholic saints. So during this week, when you're out and about with your sires, you actually saw a lot more people out on the streets. So it made feeding a little more accessible. So it was a good week for the characters. And by the seventh night, they actually were each separately uh, contacted by a servant of Alexander, who is the Toreador elder. You're not quite sure how they knew where to find you out on the streets, but you were each contacted on the streets. So you get the feeling you are definitely being watched by the elders of the city. Um, and they've asked each of you to meet with them again at that same tavern that you had gone to previously. You find out that the name of the place is actually it's kind of an old name to it. You're kind of hard to translate, but it loosely it translates to the Red Beard's Tavern. So you're not kind of quite sure where that name came from, but you're told to meet there. When you arrive, it's empty again, and it's kind of a similar servant that you had met the first night when you went there to meet with the prince is there, and they lead you inside. And when you get there, you find Hildegard waiting for each of you as you arrive, and she kind of stands up from a table and just kind of waves over to you. She looks very glad to see you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over and say hi.
She says, Iskra, thank you. It's so good to see a friendly face again.
It's nice to have friends.
And then she sees Mr. Perez walking in, and she spent a little bit of time with him during the week, she managed to kind of slip away occasionally, ostensibly to go feeding. So he hasn't kind of seen her in about a day or so.
He bows, grabs her hand, and kisses it lightly.
And she just
I roll my eyes and put my hand to my forehead, like, oh my
you do
goodness.
you do remember she's about like a 13-year-old girl, so
Hmm.
That is fine.
okay. She just kind of covers her mouth, kind of like, oh wow, like this is unusual. And she says, so So what have you each learned about this Alexander, the one who's called us here tonight? I just met him the one time the other night, but I don't know anything about him.
I don't know much either. Just like when we met him the other night, that's it. I don't know anything else, and my sire doesn't seem to like him very well.
Yeah. What where is your sire?
I'm not entirely certain at this moment. I went out to feed, and I, figured I'd be back there soon.
Out of game. Eric
Mhm.
has. Sorry. Claudio has. I think we go to Claudio Perez. Claudio has contacts
Mhm.
as a background, and I'm wondering if there was I could get any information off of
You do.
or Alexander.
You do. You find out that he is a former crusader. So he's definitely a soldier of old. He still looks fairly young, but you know that he was embraced somewhere in the east, maybe towards Constantinople. Um,
English Crusader, or what are
uh,
those? Like a Saxon Crusader, Anglo-Saxon.
he's not necessarily English. You sense that he's probably from Sofia,
Okay.
but had joined in with the Crusades to free the Holy Lands and all that. But you do know that he was embraced in the East, and then has come back to Sofia. He is a very devout person. You don't know if he was a Templar, but you know he was a very devout person in life, and you're not quite sure what all the circumstances of his embrace were, but you know that he's very. I guess I've said it before. He's very devout.
And could
Um,
probably hold his own in combat
yes,
situations. Yeah.
yes, yeah. Um, that's about all you know about him. And kind of at that moment, the front door opens and in strides Alexander. The first time you met him, he was actually in very formal gear. He had actually some of his armor with him. He actually had a retainer with him who was actually holding his broadsword and everything for him. Tonight, Alexander strides in. He's in just kind of like a brown tunic, and he has kind of a heavy fur coat over him. There's been no snow tonight, but it's still very, bitterly cold, and he's got the fur coat on him. He comes in, he's just kind of like shaking his hands. He's like, "Oh, so much better in here." Oh, and he looks over at you guys. "Oh, thank you very much for coming." And he does not wear any religious gear this time, so so Iskra's a little okay. He comes in with a servant who takes his coat, and he comes in, he sits, he kind of waves for you guys to sit down at the table. He's like, "Please sit." He's like, I apologize for the lateness of my request, having to track you down through retainers, but I thought it was best that we speak in person. How have your early nights been?
Pretty good lately. Pretty easy to feed with all these people running around.
It is. It is. Tonight is the seventh night where we honor Saint Nicitas, and I know I'm butchering that name. So it's the end of the festival, so the streets will be a little bit quieter, and that's where I've come to talk to you about. The council, we've agreed that your coterie should have its own defined hunting ground, and it might even be a time for you to have your own haven, if that's something that is agreeable to you.
Very much so. I even have a layout and blueprints of how I want it to be and things of nature and how. Oh, I'm sorry. We were talking about everyone. I thought I was stuck on me. I'm sorry. I kind of do this. You have to forgive me.
And he just kind of smiles like, "Oh, you speak for the group?"
No.
No.
I
No.
don't. I speak for myself
No.
and Hildegard at this particular moment. However, I wouldn't have any problem with our member joining us with this particular. She's a little rough of the edges, but she'll do.
He reaches into his coat and he pulls out a handkerchief, and he's unfolding it very, very slowly. He reaches down and just dusts off the table. He's like cleaning off a spot. Takes up a handkerchief, shakes it out carefully, brushes it off, and folds it back up, puts it in his coat. He says, well, now on to business then. So he reaches back into his coat and pulls out like a map, but places it down in front of on the table in front of everyone. He says, if you'll look here in the southeast corner of the city, there is a 3-block area that could potentially be yours. However, there is one small favor that we ask from you first. And then once this is completed, the area would be yours, as well as a very, very coveted building that would be excellent for your coterie.
I'm kind of leaning on, put my elbow on the table, leaning my head on my hand, going, what do you want us to do?
And Hildegard kind of creeps forward. She's kind of looking. You know from your kind of your travels through the city, and Claudia would know this better, that the area he's pointing to is the slums of Sofia. It is the poorest section of the city, generally given to immigrants and the lowest of the working class.
My kind of people.
Really?
Yes, even though I am Venture and we are meant to conquer the world, if you will, we have the ability to start off, and the means or the confidence to start off at the lowest tier and bring ourselves up. It is something, and again, this is something that he keeps to himself. His wanting to take over the underworld, so he'll do it any way possible. But this looks delightful.
I'm glad you agree. Now, there's an old brick building that dates back about 200 years. It was quite charming in its time until the neighborhood around it just fell into utter disarray. I'm sure you've seen it, and you've actually all seen it in your travels through the city. The one he's talking about is a 3-story brick building that really stands out because almost everything else around there is made of wood. So this is an old building. You do know that it has a bell tower at the top. And it actually still has the bell there, so everything is still really in not its pristine shape, but you know that it's about the sturdiest building in that part of town. You're not sure, it might have even been maybe like a town hall or maybe even a church at one time. So what has happened, unfortunately, is there's a disreputable group has taken up residence in the building. A group of ne'er-do-wells who have proved troublesome in the past.
With the streetwise of 2, do I know this group?
Let's roll. Take a look. Let's roll streetwise and intelligence, and your difficulty is going to be 3. Oh, bestial failure.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, you know them to be a group of dirt-munching, tree-hugging druids.
Gotcha. Damn the druids.
who wouldn't hurt a fly.
Do I have any idea who these people are?
You can, if you would like to make a roll as well, I can roll a streetwise and intelligence for you if you'd like.
Yeah, try it.
Okay. Let's see. Nope.
Nope. Okay, I have no idea. That's fine.
No idea.
Mm-hmm.
We had troubles with this group, but during the time of the Tremere War, we really had no time to deal with them. But now the things have started to settle, and there's new blood in the city. It's time for someone to clean this place up and take charge of it and make sure that proper, upstanding folks have a presence in that part of the city. So, if you would be able to clean this place first, the block and the building itself are yours to claim.
So are these people humans, or are we going after vampires?
They
I'm not real clear on that.
they as far as we know, they're just ordinary humans. They're just scum.
Do they have any type of leader or person of influence?
Who's to say? They seem to breed like rats, and one rat grows larger than the others. So
That's true, but every puppet has strings that's controlled by someone.
that I don't know. We haven't really worried about them that much.
Understand?
Unless you think it's beyond your capabilities.
Oh, no. I just want to figure out if we need to use specific tact in this situation.
What do we need tact for if we're supposed to just murder him?
As Eric has no, or as Claudio has no physical traits whatsoever.
Hence why the storyteller asked, "Are you sure?"
As Claudio has no physical traits whatsoever, he does have some abilities that can allow a hands-off approach.
Hint: he might want to spend some experience points in the future. So, very well. If the night is yours, young ones, and when you're ready to leave, go in God's grace.
I wince.
Shudder. Yeah, I shudder.
All right. He wraps up the map, puts it away. He says, let me know when everything's taken care of. Perhaps we'll throw you a housewarming party."
Interesting.
And him and his servant stride out, and the servant who was watching the Redbeard's Tavern sort of nudges you towards the door like, "Okay, we're closed. Time to leave."
Okay, I can take a hint. Fine.
Okay. So it would take you probably about 10 to 15 minutes to get across town to this area. The streets aren't quite as kept up, which means there's probably more horse shit in the roads and mud and snow there than perhaps the section you're in now. So if you need to change clothes, before you get there, it's you guys would have time to do that.
I'm probably wearing fairly plain clothes after not, I mean, the fancy stuff from the other night or the party was just itchy, and those shoes. That's just.
Well, you'll have to excuse me. My robe and attire is very well nice, and it's still the black. It's still the great, beautiful shoes. Now, understand, I know they're going to get dirty, but I have a kit ready to go, so I can polish them off as soon as everything's done.
Alrighty. Well,
you're going to stand out. You are going to stand out if you go into that area like this.
Yeah. All right.
We shall.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so the coterie makes its way southeast. They find the neighborhood is generally pretty. It's probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So at this time of night, at the end of a religious festival, there's really not too many people on the streets. You are able to make your way through the neighborhood. You don't really run into too many people. Dogs are barking from in houses as you pass. So you're not able to kind of get there maybe as quietly as you'd like, but you do find the brick building that you remember. There are some faint lights that you can see from outside. You can see that there are some lights on inside, candlelight, that kind of thing. I would like to have you each make a let's go with a wits and I think investigation roll to see what you find.
If you can roll that for me.
Oh yeah, I will.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. And oh boy. Okay.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah. Let's see how our friend does here. And come on, man. Okay. And let's. Oh. Okay. You don't really notice anything as you get closer. Just seems like a quiet night.
Except for the dogs barking.
Yes.
You know, dogs bark. So,
And
go ahead.
Iskra, to your left, a man comes running at you.
I jump out of the way.
Okay. Let's see.
Or I attempt to, at least.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Let's see. So we're going to. Oof. He tackles you. He smells of alcohol, and he has stinky, dirty breath. He's breathing, "Who are you? Get out of my neighborhood!" And he raises a hand to strike you.
I'm gonna. Okay, so if I'm like pinned under him, is that about right? Okay,
yeah.
So, let's see. Do I have? I guess if I'm
You
pinned, I can't
have.
really move, so.
Well, what would you like to do? You're gonna try to hit him. You're gonna try to break away from him. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to bring my knee up into his stomach or whatever I can reach, and then roll out of the way.
Okay, so we're gonna say that's gonna be Dex and Brawl then. So
Okay.
and we're gonna say that's pretty routine here. Straightforward. It's gonna be a difficulty 2. Oof. Somehow you missed hitting him when you were trying to kick at him.
I am too small.
I
am too small.
Somehow you missed him. Claudio and Hildegard, you have seen someone tackle your coterie mate.
Using persuasion, I'd like to tell the person to get up off of our mate.
Okay, that is going to be difficulty 4. Why don't you go and roll? Let's see. What would you like to just use persuasion, or are you attempting to use some of the powers of the blood?
I guess let's use powers of the blood with. I don't know. I have 4 persuasion and 3. I don't know if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, let's do. Well, for right now, let's just do persuasion and manipulation. All right. He looks up at you. He's like, what do you say to him?
I would like you to put your hands off the lady, and then I would like you to look at me and close your eyes.
Okay. Are you going to roll something dominate or presence?
Presence.
Presence? Okay. Let's take a look at your sheet and see what you got. But you have his attention. Let's see. You have, you could use your dominate, you could use your cloud memory or mesmerize. Yeah, that's what you've got really. Which one do you want to do? Let's mesmerize would. Let's take a look what mesmerize does. Actually, no roll is actually commanding a resisting victim or yeah, actually you don't need to roll. You've got his attention basically. So, and he kind of lets go of her. He's kind of kneeling over her, and he's like, "None of you should be here. Get off my land."
Now, Iskra, please attack.
I'm going to try to punch him.
Okay. All right, you were going to punch at him?
Well, I'm like half,
Yeah.
I can move my arm, so I'm going to try to punch him.
Yeah, it's going to be much easier this time. And Yes. All right. You clocked him right in the jaw, and
That's what I was aiming
he
for.
staggers back. Hildegard is actually going to jump on his back.
Wow.
She's going to leap at him. Just as you punched him, she's leaping at him to and let's see how she does here. She jumps right on his back and sinks her fangs into his neck.
Awesome.
And
I
he's
move
like,
out from under this guy, and yeah.
Claudio looks up and he goes, very superb, and he starts clapping.
So she starts drinking away, and she's like, her nails are like clawing into his shoulders. He lets out a and looking up at the house, you see the front door open.
Oh, we've been spotted.
What would you like to do?
Well, so much for being quiet.
Well, I mean, that was really cool, Hildegard. We make a great team.
She's she
There we go. Give her a thumbs up.
she pulls back her teeth, and it's just blood just dripping from her mouth, and she's like tearing this guy's neck out, and drops off him and just leaves him in the street. She's like,
Okay.
Subtlety's over.
As a fellow Ventrue, you must keep our manners. Please stand up straight. I grab out a little handkerchief from my coat, give it to her. Please wipe your mouth. You got something on you.
She daintily wipes her mouth, and she's like, there's probably going to be more.
There probably will be, but again, we must keep our etiquette. We must keep straight.
Okay. Now, what would you like to do? Because the door has opened.
Is there anything we can hide behind? I don't know if we've been seen yet. So let's see.
We've definitely been heard.
Yeah. There's nothing really. There's really no cover out on the street, but you could run towards the building. It does have. It's a square-shaped building, so there's like a central staircase that kind of leads up. So you could try to flank the staircase. On either side, there's like shadows there. You could move there. You could try to move along the sides of the building.
Using heightened senses, can I determine how many people are around?
Yeah. Let's take a look here. And I apologize, I am not the best with the rules yet. So
not a problem.
Heightened senses. Let's see what you can do with that here. Let's just see what kind of roll you have. Yeah, roll your wits plus resolve, and it's going to be only difficulty a 3 for right now. Awesome, critical success. Okay, you can tell from the sounds of footsteps that there's at least, it sounds like 3 different sets of footsteps running towards the doorway, and they sound like heavy footsteps.
Might have to get my throat very well here. Ladies, if you don't mind, one of you go into either side of the door, please, as fast as possible.
Okay, Hildegard goes running towards the right side of the staircase.
I'll go to the left.
Okay, and Mr. Perez?
Claudio will walk right in front of the door and present himself in a using his etiquette, very, very gentlemanly.
Okay. Barreling through the door comes an equally ugly gentleman carrying what looks like a really battered war mace. And he's like, "Oh, what's going on out here?" And he stops and sees you, and he's like, just kind of stops. And he's like looking at you like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Look, gentle sir, please forgive me. Me and my comrades, unfortunately, have been drinking a little bit, and we didn't know what was going on, so we did not want to disturb anyone. However, if you just hold on right there and close your eyes.
And he closes his eyes, and then another guy comes running into the back of him. So he stopped, and then basically this other guy runs into him.
I love this.
So the first guy falls down the stairs, and then the second guy comes out, and then a third guy comes out. But now the first one has basically just like gone to sleep and fallen down the stairs. So now there's 2 more there.
Hildebrand, if you could make sure when you jump on him, make sure you focus on the carotid artery, and he points right to the neck. And then pull. Scrap, do your thing.
Yeah, right. I'm
Okay.
gonna attempt to trip the guy as he comes down the stairs.
Okay. So let's make that. We're just gonna go with brawl again. She's pretty good at that. So, and that's gonna be we're gonna say difficulty 3,
Okay.
and she misses.
Ah,
Oh, she basically jumps and lands on the stairs. Just completely misses.
all right.
Um, let's see. For Miss Hildegard, she is jumping towards the guy on the right. Oh, and she did very well. She lands on it. She basically almost kind of like bear hugs him, jumps up like a way that a little kid jumps on an adult. Daddy, I haven't seen you in a while. She jumps on this guy as well, and
Claudio is gleaming right now with joy at this happening.
she will try to sink her fangs into this guy's neck. So that's gonna be a little bit harder. Let's see. Yeah, who knew she was going to turn into the combat monster here?
Really? Yeah.
Oh, and she misses.
Oh
And
no.
he grabs her and throws her to the side. So now, Eric, you now have 2 still angry gentlemen. Iskra, you've landed on the stairs. You've missed this guy. So now you are behind them as they come charging at Mr. Perez.
Okay, let's go ahead and use intimidation.
Okay.
And I want to tell the person with the face of a vampire. I'll bring my fans out and I'll say stop to both of them.
Okay. Roll your I don't know, would be better charisma or manipulation and intimidation. It's gonna be difficulty 3. Messy critical. Oh, alrighty. He just stops and he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was doing. I just heard a bunch of noise. What can I do for you?"
I feel both of you need to take. I am very angry at the moment, but I don't want to take it out on you. I think both of you should take it out on each other. Let's go. Let's go.
And he turns around and jumps on the other guy and starts swinging at him. And they start rolling on the street, fighting.
While they're fighting, Claudio would like to go to Iskra and Hildebrand and pick them up and wipe them off a little bit. So they, again, etiquette, people. We must keep etiquette.
This is just gonna keep happening, though. Can we clean up when we're done?
I agree, but I would actually like to see what happens here. So if you excuse me, let's watch this.
These 2 guys are just pounding the crap out of each other. Let's see how they do. The first guy who attacked his friend. He grabs his friend's neck and starts slamming his head against the street. The guy who's getting his head slammed against the street is, let's see if he can do anything besides maybe die. He's trying to grab the guy. They look like they're going to be struggling with each other for a few minutes, but the guy on the bottom is clearly going to probably be knocked out soon.
Just think it's a shame. I was hoping it would go longer. Iskra, have you fed today?
Have I? I probably have.
You have not. Let's make a rouse check.
I haven't.
Let's make a rouse check for you and see how you do. Oh, you could eat. You could use a little.
So this is what I propose, Iskra. Let the other one knock the other one out, and then as soon as the one that's alive comes up, you're gonna get a lot of rush from the blood because a lot of adrenaline pumping through. You can definitely bite. Now, mind you, make sure you watch your face because as soon as you bite in, all the blood is going to come straight to your face. So please be mindful of that. We do not want to blind you before we finish this.
I get it. Okay.
So within about a minute or so, the guy on the bottom is out cold, and then the guy on the top's like, ah! He jumps up like he's just won like an MMA fight, and then he sees Iskra coming at him.
I'm gonna try to.
You want to grapple him?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's give you that extra die for that, and because that is your specialty.
Yep.
So, and it's gonna be pretty easy. Actually, we're just gonna say it's gonna be a 2. But wait, 2. That's gonna be pretty easy for you.
Okay. So I'm gonna, if he's coming at me, I'm just gonna leap onto him and
Hmm.
then sink my fangs into his neck just fast as I can.
In one fluid motion, because you got a critical success,
Woo!
you jump onto him, and in just one motion, your fangs just come down and just tear into his throat. And you just start, like, he's your juice box for the moment. And he just
I love it when a plan comes together.
and he crumbles to his knees as you keep drinking from him. The rush is insane for you, and you have to decide if you're going to drain him completely or if you're going to let him go. Let's see how you do with that. I'm going to make a roll for you because since you were attacked and are having such little success in combat, we're going to see how successful you would be with basically holding off on on killing him.
Can I help calm? Because
You
I
you
don't want
you
to.
you
Can I
you,
help?
you could, yeah. If you want
Uh,
to try that first,
yeah, let's go ahead and help. See if I can help.
okay. Um, let's. Are you going to use like manipulation or charisma to try to calm her
It's
down,
gonna
or
it's gonna have to be charisma, maybe some persuasion. Just I'm trying to calm rather
okay,
than I don't want her
okay,
inner to get crazy.
okay. That is going to be challenging for you.
Okay,
Do persuasion and manipulation. It's going to be a difficulty 4.
okay.
Okay. You get her attention, and you maybe put a hand on her shoulder as she's
Okay.
feeding.
Okay, calm down, calm down. We just want to stop. We're not going to go crazy, and I don't want you to lose yourself.
And let's see how she does. I'm going to roll for you, Iskra, and let's do etiquette. Every young lady should have etiquette. So you fail at it. So you listen to him, and you release your fangs. And you just drop him to the street.
Well, that was a rush.
You have to forgive me. I understand you are a vampire, but again, you have the appearance of a child, and as real life, it's just me. So forgive me if I offend you.
Okay, you now have 2 dead bodies on the street, and then you have actually you have 3 dead bodies on the street now. So you're now standing outside of the building. Um, Eric, use your heightened senses again.
Okay.
And it's that I think it was a wits. I forget what the roll was again. Wits. Wits and awareness. I
What's
think.
aware? Crap. Hold on. Wits and awareness. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. It's going to be difficulty 3. Oof. All right.
By one. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got dead bodies on the street, and you guys are standing outside. Hildegard is like, okay, now what?
I don't want to leave these on the road. Is there any way? There's any water around here by any chance?
No, no.
No. Any side kind of
There,
dark alleys?
yeah. On the either sides of the building, there are kind of some shadowy alleys, in medieval terms. Yeah.
Okay, so we might have to make sure we cover ourselves. We might want to take up the bodies and put them on the side over there, if you don't mind for me, ladies.
Yep.
So
Grab one by his arms and start dragging him if I
okay.
can.
Hildegard's not very strong, so she's trying to pull one.
I have a strength of 2, so I'll help.
Okay. Yeah, so it would probably be better if you helped Hildegard. Isker, you're probably able to drag at least one back by yourself. And so you've gotten rid of 2 of the bodies. You drop them off in the alley, you come back, and there is a guy on the stairs, and he has a crossbow.
Uh-oh. Scatter.
Okay.
Yes, definitely scatter.
Okay. Let's see how you guys do. Make a athletics and dex roll, Eric. And it's going to be, yeah, exactly. Difficulty 4.
Sure.
This seems to be like foreshadowing for some reason. Oh, All right. You get a arrow to the thigh. It does not hit you in the knee, luckily, so you'll be able to keep adventuring. Iskra, let's see how you
Mhm.
do.
Thank gosh for toughness.
Okay, so he only got one shot off, and he hit. Yeah, you didn't take any damage from it because of your toughness. So it went in, and you could probably just pull it out when you're ready. He does look like he's getting ready to reload. Iskra, is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm assuming he's gonna aim at one of the rest of us, or I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't want him to shoot again. How far away is he?
He's probably only about 5 or 6 feet, so you could leap at him if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
And just to you have potence, and you also have celerity, which helps you move faster.
Oh, heck
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So would you like to use your celerity to jump
To
at
move
him?
faster?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Especially after she just fed. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So you, oh God, even a bestial failure. All right.
Really? Ugh.
Yeah. We're gonna say that you just still managed to clip him, and kind of hit his arm, and crossbow. He kind of points the crossbow up. So you've hit him, but with
Okay.
your celerity, you're going to be able to get another chance to hit him, though. So we're going to try to make a grappling roll
Okay.
for you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
let's do that. Okay. Too much has gone wrong for you. All right, you got him. I don't want to see anyone die this quick. You've managed to grab a hold of him.
Okay.
Hildegard is going to try to jump at him. She's really enjoying this vampire stuff. So she is going to. Now he is being grappled, so we're going to say
Mhm.
it's only a 2 difficulty. And she grabs him, as well. So now the two of you are holding him, and you could decide to play tug of war with him if you like. And Mr. Perez, you're able, if you'd like to, you can pull the arrow out of your thigh, or you can just keep it there to act tough.
I am rather annoyed right now because there is a hole in my pants, and I am not having this right now. I just sewed these together, and I'm gonna have to do it again. He takes the bow out. It's a through and through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the hole closes up pretty quickly.
Yes, yeah.
And then I go, you know what? Please, let's not get blood around here. Just twist his head off and let's be done with it.
All
I'm
right,
gonna try that immediately.
let's do that then. It's going to be a little bit harder for you. All right, but let's do it. It's going to do strength and brawl. Well, you messed up his hair. And he's kind of struggling between you two. Let's see if Miss Hildegard can do it. No, she messed up his hair as well. He's kind of fighting to get loose from these two teenage girls who've grabbed him, and he goes, "Help!"
Oh no.
I will let you make another roll, Iskra, to try it again.
Yeah.
And let's try again here. His hair is really messed up. I mean, he had totally styled it that morning, with some spit and mud.
Is there a high place by any chance?
Yeah, it's a 3-story building. So there is kind of a like a ledge above you for like the second floor. So
Okay, no problem. Well, ladies, give me 2 seconds. I would like to look at the man's face, and I would like him to tell him, "You have done very wrong by pointing and shooting me in the leg. So, as your punishment, I would like you to walk up to the top of the 3rd story and jump off, please. And I want this swan dive to be perfect."
You might have to make a humanity roll for that.
Oh God, that's a lot. I'm like looking at you like, what?
And he looks and he goes, "So you want me to walk inside and jump off?
Yes.
Okay." And he is ready to do whatever you would like. So you two, the two young ladies holding him, look, and Hildegard goes, "We're gonna kill him."
You're not going to kill anyone.
No.
He's going to kill himself.
All right. She lets go, and she's like, "All right, I don't know what we're doing, but okay." So
Let him
he
go.
he
Fine.
kind of shuffles off, and he starts walking up the stairs into the building itself. And Hildegard goes, "Are we following him, or what are we doing?"
No. Let him do it himself.
We don't know how many are in there.
Oh, she's like, "Okay." So she just kind of steps back, puts her arms over her chest, like kind of looking at her nails, like, "Okay."
Bored now, yeah, exactly.
So you wait about I'd say about 5 minutes or so. Then you hear Eric roll your I'm not gonna make you roll your heightened senses again, but you do hear towards the top of the building. You hear some shuffling. So
can he hear me by any chance?
you'd probably need to raise your voice a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to raise my voice. Now, we're going to change our mind. You're going to look at the wall and think about what you've done. And you're going to stay there for 2 days.
Okay, that is roll your dominate again. Which one was it? It was the I gotta keep your character sheet open here. Let's see. You've been a very naughty boy. Let's go with well, the problem is you're not gonna be able to make eye contact with him from down here.
That's going to be a hard one.
Yeah,
I'd have to intimidate and use the voice.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that from down here, but he's still sort of under your control because he went up the stairs.
Okay.
So he hears you say that, but doesn't do anything.
I don't have the ability to get up to him.
How high is it?
About 2 stories. Iskra could try jumping up.
Yeah, I might be able to do it.
She's been so successful on everything tonight.
Oh, I know everything's. I blame it on I blame it on feeding off that other guy. I think it's just messed with me.
Yeah, he was kind of a bit of a drunkard. So
that's why it was such a rush.
Let's you can use your potence to help you jump. So I'm gonna give you some successes for that. But we're gonna try a athletics and dexterity to see if you're able to jump and grab the ledge of the second floor. So.
Or and the third floor? Oh, I got
you're gonna go to the second floor. And like a cat, you were able to easily. You don't even need to jump and touch the ledge. You just jump from the ground up to the second floor.
Swift.
And you can now see above you in the clock tower, or not the tower with the bell rather. You can see him standing by the bell, kind of looking out, and he now sees you jump up.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, go ahead.
Go ahead. What does Iskra want to do?
I was going to say, if you can please inform the gentleman to make sure he looks at the wall for 2 days.
I don't know if he'll listen, but I'll try.
You can try. Let's try to see if you can intimidate him into it, which you're pretty good with intimidation. So we're gonna do manipulation and intimidation.
Okay. So he sees me. He's looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Listen up.
He doesn't seem impressed.
No.
Would you like to spend a willpower to ensure that it works?
Yes.
Okay, let's spend a willpower then. Okay, let's re-roll again. Go ahead and say what you want to say.
Okay, listen up. You are supposed to do exactly what the man down there says, and you haven't been doing it. Put yourself by that wall. Face it. Stay there for 2 days, like he said. And I hiss at him.
This is where the daycare experience comes in.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Great success. All right. He sees this fiery look on Iskar's face, and he's like, "Yes, ma'am." And he stands and just sits down and just stares at a wall. He kind of just drops out of view, but you can see he's staring at something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, that worked. I yell down.
Okay, be careful getting down. Come on.
Not a problem.
All right, so she's going to just jump down again. All right, we're going to just say that's successful. You jump down. Okay, and now you guys are at the front door again of the building.
Okay.
What would you
Let's listen. I want to see if I can heighten senses again, please.
Okay, try that roll again, and
Okay.
we're going to make it we'll say difficulty 4 this time.
That was wits and
I think wits and awareness. I think.
awareness. Yeah.
Oh nope.
Son of a gun. Oh, still can't hear anything.
Hildegard moves back to the staircase, and she's like, "Why don't we just go in?"
Okay, let's go in.
Okay, so she goes in. Hildegard's going to go in first. Then who's going to go next? I would assume Mr. Perez is going to be leading from the back. So
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm going to
Correct.
follow Hildegard because we make a pretty good team so far.
Just making sure we're not getting flanked.
Alrighty. As you walk in, there's basically just kind of a central landing, and you see that there is a doorway that leads left and leads right.
2 doorways?
There's a left, like you come in and it's like a entranceway, and then inside there's going to be an open doorway going left and going right. So
Anything remarkable about either one?
nope. There is a smell in here of sweat and
Lilac and
old
gooseberries.
food, old food, and basically just disrepair. The place is dirty, dusty. Doesn't look like it's really been given any formal use in quite a while.
Oh, this needs to be updated.
Maybe we can worry about that later. Got some
Okay.
bigger problems at the moment.
But
Okay.
that's not what is on Claudio's mind. Claudio is trying to look for potential.
Iskra knows
Does-
this and
does-
doesn't care.
Does the building have curb appeal? Right.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Well, this kind of building, you're not worried about if it has natural light. So,
No. But does it have the ability for the people that are in my care to be comfortable with their surroundings? Find a home.
it is definitely the most solid-looking place you've seen.
Yes.
So.
Solid is amazing.
Okay.
Solid.
So, which way are you going? You going to go left or right? Or you're going to split the party?
No, we don't split
never,
parties.
Never split the
Never
party.
split the party. We're not in Crash's. campaigns.
I had to ask. Okay. So you're going left or right?
I'll follow them wherever they want to go.
Let's go to the right.
Go to the right.
Right.
Okay. You go into a almost looked like it was like a church office at one time, deacon's office or something. There is an old desk. It's very dusty. An old battered chair there, and you see at the very back of the room there is a staircase that looks like it leads up. And there was no one in the room, and even using your senses, you don't sense anyone in the room. So
Anything paper-wise, intelligence I can get from this specific area? Anything can give me additional information about the places we're in right now?
let's take a look at that. Let's do a wits and investigation roll, and difficulty 3. Nope.
Oh, dang it!
Oh.
Gotta put more points in that.
You might have, you might have been sure that there was something happened in this room a long time ago, but not that you know of, of anything important recently. So,
All right, let's go upstairs.
okay, you go up the stairs. It creaks, And you can see that the stairs have been used recently, not just maybe by one person, but by multiple people. That it's multiple footsteps in the dust. When you get to the top, you see two more men standing there, but they are now cowering as you approach. And one of them is holding a mace, and the other one, and they're kind of backing off. They're going, "We don't want any trouble. Come on, just leave us alone. We don't want any trouble."
And we don't want to have any more commotion. My compatriots have already fed, which is amazing, and they're feeling quite grand right now. And the only reason we had an issue with the last person that is sitting down there, may have walked through here, looking at the doors, because I want him to or at the wall, because I want to make sure that he doesn't try and shoot me in my leg again and cause holes that I now have to sew up. So, if we can, gentlemen, please sit down and let's talk this over.
One guy puts down his mace, and they both just kind of sit on the ground, and they're just kind of looking up at you. Iskra, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna stand slightly close to Claudio and just sort of like glare at one of these guys. In a kind of, don't you move kind of way.
Hildegard creeps forward and grabs the mace with one hand and just kind of scoots it back towards Iskra.
Ah, I pick it up.
It's not very good. You with the strength of your blood, you could probably do more damage with your hands than you could with this, but it might be helpful.
Yes, but now I look more menacing.
Yes.
That's important. That's important.
Exactly.
Keep up appearances.
Okay. And Hildegard just creeps back, and then the guys are just sitting there like, okay, what do you want us to do?
Now, please, let's act calm and tell me about yourselves.
We just been staying here for the last couple months. We work for, and then the other guy goes, "Shut up."
I look at him, kind of with dominant. No, please tell me more.
We've been working for this guy. He gave us a place to stay and gave us food, and all we had to do was we just had to make trips back and forth from the Black Sea. That's all I know. This guy just pays us money, and we just do stuff for him.
He looks over at Iskra and Hildegard, and he goes, "See, puppets. There's always string, and there's always somebody controlling them. The controller, or the person that you're working for. Do you have a name for this person?"
He never told us his name.
Do we know what he looked like?
He looked like a man.
Can you narrow it down a bit?
I've been waiting to use that line.
He looked like a man.
He looked like a man. He's this older guy. I don't know if he was Greek or where he was from Constantinople, but he's an older guy. Long beard, kind of walked with a stick or something. He didn't tell us anything, man. He just says, go down here, get this shipment of stuff from the port and bring it up here, and then we bring it to him, and he leaves us alone and gives us money. That's all I know.
And where did you meet him at?
And he
Think hard.
We met him at a tavern in the northwestern side of the city, and then he kind of blinks like, how did I just say that?
Do you know the tavern's name?
And he seems like he's resisting.
Come on, you can tell me. Very, very like a baby. Like, you can tell me. Because if you don't tell me, you'll have to tell Iskra.
And I swing the mace a little bit.
He's like, it's the thick sheep.
Is that thick with two C's?
He looks at you like, what? He's like, I don't know how to spell. I just know this place called the Thick Sheep.
Aha! Well, let me tell you what's going to happen now. You're going to stand there, and me and my compatriots here are going to have a little conversation. While we're doing this, you're going to relax and just think happy thoughts.
Let's make a roll for that.
Okay.
Let's do manipulation and persuasion, and it's going to be difficulty 4. Nope, didn't work. You sense that they're under orders for something, that it's very hard to break through to get their true trust. They fear you, but they're not necessarily willing to do everything you say. Almost like, you'd respect a cop, but something inside you may say, well, I'm not always going to do what I'm told. So,
no, I understand.
Yeah, so.
Okay, Iskra, what should we do here? Hildebrand, what should we do with these two rabble?
We could try to end them like the rest of them. Problem solved.
Hildegard says, we can't leave any breaches of the Masquerade. Although we already left 3 bodies on the side of the building, which we still have to clean up at some point. The Masquerade is still a law at this time. It's not like it is in the modern days. People do still fear the night. They assume demons and everything are walking the streets, but still leaving dead bodies laying around still does cause a bit of attention.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, but she seems to be leaning towards, like, we need to clean up this problem now.
Well, how about we do this? Let us talk to them and see if we can get rid of the threat at the Thick Sheep. They will work for us.
Okay.
Eventually, we are going to need people to work out and look out for our well-being.
And Hildegard kind of shrugs. She's like, "Yeah, I can see that." She's like, "I'll leave it up to you guys."
Well, they're already kind of. I think they're kind of afraid of me, as they should be.
Yes.
And go speak your fancy words over there and see what happens.
Okay, you can if you want to try to do another. I think we did. It was. Let's go back and read my notes here. It was persuasion and manipulation again. We're gonna lower the difficulty just a little bit. We're gonna make it 3 this time. No, there's still something about them that they just like. We're not going to work for you.
Okay. Well, how about we do this? We'll let you go. You may leave, but don't come back here ever again. If you do, you will have words with Iskra. And he laughs menacingly.
I like swing the mace a little more, like bring it.
At that, they're like, "We can go."
Sure.
And they scrabble, pick themselves up. The one guy kind of looks at the mace, kind of like, "Oh crap, that was my mace."
Just understand, I don't want to see you here again.
All right, and they both nod, and they go sprinting down the stairs, and you can hear them go running out the front door.
Very good. We need to make sure we take care of those 3 people immediately.
What do you want to do with them? I've already dragged him into an alley. I mean, I know that people could run into him there, but like, you can't bury him in the alley.
Is there any places around here we could bury by any chance?
I don't know. Let's take a look. Wait. Come on. There is kind of like a pauper's graveyard, kind of at the very edge, of the territory. You've seen it before. It's pretty full, but there's you might be able to maybe dig somebody up and throw one of these guys in there just to get rid of them.
Okay, so what we want to try and do is we want to try and go through their things and see if we can get some sort of. I know they don't have ID back in the day. I get that. But maybe they have. But maybe we have some ability to figure out who they are, name wise. Maybe. If not, because I know people did have papers. Some people had to have papers if they were immigrants or something like that. That did have to happen, or at least some writing saying who they were. And if we can, let's get that information, and then we'll see if we can put them in the paupers' graves.
Okay. Let's see. So why don't you make? And I'm actually going to probably have each of you do it.
Okay.
To search the bodies. Let's go with larceny and no, not larceny. Let's just keep it simple. Wits plus investigation. It's going to be a difficulty of 3. So,
Okay.
I will make the roll for you, Iskra.
Yep.
No, you didn't find. You looked through one of the bodies and you didn't find anything on anybody.
And I just shrug at my friends here. Nothing.
And Claudio, you didn't find anything.
Nope.
And let's see how our young friend does here. She doesn't find anything either. So
okay.
No, they're pretty much just street bums.
No problem. We'll go ahead and bury them.
Okay. When you get there, it's overgrown with weeds. It's kind of a forgotten graveyard. Nobody really seems to care. You don't have any shovels with you. How do you propose to get through the earth?
Could try digging. We have claws. It'll take a little while.
Okay. Would who's? I guess. I guess I know who's going to be doing the digging because someone doesn't want to get their fingernails dirty.
Right.
I am not getting my hands dirty. You have to forgive me.
Alrighty. So Iskra, let's.
I'm just gonna start digging and.
All right.
Throwing the dirt out of
okay.
the hole I'm making to. Yeah.
As soon as you start going through the earth, you hit like wood. Like you only went down like just a couple inches. You hit wood immediately.
Whoa.
They don't bed these guys very deeply. Is there any are there any places any shops around here? Maybe I can find it.
No. Ace and Home Depot are close to the center.
I know. Do you have any sticks or anything solid? Anything we can utilize to help us, the utility portion of this?
Somebody had something that she acquired.
The mace.
Yep.
I mean, what are we gonna?
Maybe to help loosen up the soil.
We could try it.
Kind of use it as like a trowel or something.
Yeah, or something. Loosen up the soil, then but we'll have to just find a different location. We don't want to. I'm not one to bring them dead up. You know what
I mean? All right.
So I should put the dirt back, or?
Well, you're able to kind of move some of the dirt around, and you find a wooden coffin right beneath you.
Right. So it's like, well, you want me to put back what I dug out, or
yes,
what do you want?
Put back what you dug, and let's try another spot.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you're gonna try another spot. Almost every spot you go to is full. After you get through the dirt, you hit a wooden coffin. So it's probably almost like a forgotten graveyard. And it's
Is there an area like off to the side somewhere that maybe someone isn't already in?
You could try kind of next to the wall.
Yeah, try that.
Okay, so
I'll start digging again.
You start digging, and you don't run into anything. How deep are you going?
How deep do I need for 3 bodies?
Exactly.
That's what I'm going for.
This is economical. We're not getting the plush inside of the coffin. We're not getting the carbon fiber coffin. This is
you would probably need to let's see, dig a hole probably about 8 feet long, and then depends on how deep you want to go.
Well, I guess I don't have to go that deep here because
Okay.
nothing else is.
It
and
is,
I'm gonna help as well.
and Hildegard is kind of down on her knees. It's probably going to take you at least an hour or two to get all this dug out, and then drag the bodies in, and then put them in, and then cover it back up again, even using your blood. So
How close is daytime?
It's probably only around midnight now.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and spend the time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you cover it up. By the end of it, Iskra, you have gained. Your hunger is fine because you fed.
Right.
Hildegard looks like she's getting a little hungry.
Okay.
And Mr. Claudio, you look like you're all right. So it is now midnight. You have essentially buried the evidence. The two gentlemen have run away. So at the moment, the building is yours.
Okay, cool. I start trying to knock the dirt off my clothes and dig it out of my nails and stuff. Yeah.
Claudio is just not having the greatest of days right now. he has a hole in his pants. He is dirty. Someone is going to answer for this.
It's just dirt. That's all. It's not that big a deal.
Okay. When you go back to the building, when you go back in, you've been to the right and you've been upstairs. Anywhere else you want to look?
Yeah, let's check that door to the left.
Okay.
When you walk in.
Go to the door left. That looks like that might have been when it was if it was a church at one time. This would have been like the main hall, say, for the church. Iskra, you feel a little tiny sense of there might have been something religious done here at some point.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to keep you from going forward or anything. It's just a little tingle of something.
Yeah, I don't like it here.
Of something religious happened here. And you get towards the back of the room. The back of the room, it kind of extends the length of the building. You do find some moldy piles of hay with some old blankets and some dirty, smelly clothes back there. Apparently, this is the room the guys were using to as their kind of their quarters. And there's some old bottles laying around. And you think at the very corner of the room, unfortunately, might have been where they were using it as the latrine. And if you'd like to do a further investigation, you can really find out.
No, that's all right. I think we have enough evidence.
Okay. So you step away.
We're cleaning this up first.
You step away from the poo-smelling corner. So, okay. All right. Going upstairs, you found the room with the two guys were, and then there was another staircase. There was another doorway that actually looks like it had been locked. As you walk up, you see a key is still in the lock, where the guy had opened the door and gone up the stairs. Would you like to go up the stairs to the tower?
Yes, let's go upstairs.
Okay. You go up the stairs and you find your friend staring at a wall.
Good.
Yes. Stays right there.
Okay. So he's just staring at the wall, kind of doing what he was told. And that is about all you find in this building. If you wanted to investigate further, you could check it out later. Or if you'd like to wrap up the evening now, we can. It's up to you guys.
Jen, what do you think?
We've been playing
we've
been playing for about a little over an hour or so.
That's probably good. I mean, I don't think we're going to find anything
Okay.
else in here.
Okay, no problem.
So you will need to, at some point, contact Alexander. to tell him that you've accepted his offer and cleaned out the area. The two guys who left, they had mentioned that they met the guy who paid them at some place called the Thick Sheep on the other end of town.
That's with two C's. Yes, I understand.
And you have your guy staring at a wall. So.
And
Right.
the guy is an older gentleman, Greek-looking,
Mhm.
long beard,
Mhm.
walking stick. I didn't ask what hand. That's important.
Mhm.
And it's a northwestern bar, the Thick Sheep. Okay, cool.
Yes. Yep. So why don't we go ahead and wrap up everything for the game? That will be the
Awesome.
end of episode 3. Thank you very much, guys.
That was
And
fun.
That was awesome.